It's early August in Newmarket, and apprentice jockey Fred Daly is arriving for jockey training at the local fitness and rehab centre. Fred is meeting his trainer, Neil Pollard. The centre is part of the Injured Jockey Fund's charity. Neil will be analysing some of Fred's recent races.
First and foremost, you're riding to instructions, yeah? That's a given. But I'm looking at it from a riding perspective.
Yeah.
And a 2-year-old, I'd want to educate it. Bearing in mind you had a few in the race, they weren't expecting it to win. And I think you could have probably had it tucked in a bit more.
Yeah.
You know, you had daylight again on the left.
Yeah.
Was there a reason behind that?
We just jumped and I took him, jumped and Pat Cosgrave just came in front of me. I had to take him back. Then as soon as I took him back, I was just never in the race. Do you know what I mean?
No, I get that. But as opposed to why we out there, as opposed to tucking in, getting in
We
behind.
couldn't really, because there was 7 in front of me. They're all bunched up like in a race formation, and then it's just single file Tommy, and there's no, like, do you know what I mean? There was all I was going to do is whack it upside Tommy. I'd still been daylight on my left. If you look at the race back, I'm out. The camera doesn't do it justice. I'm like, we're on our own. Like, me and Tommy just upside the whole way.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no, like, I'm not out on the wing on my own or anything.
Okay. So then they looked on the angle, like
No.
you were just on the other side of the.
No,
as they were
I'm like
2 for 2.
I'm sat like 4 or 5 behind the peloton, the group.
Yes.
And it's just like, then it's just Pat scrubbing away at his, Tommy scrubbing away at mine, and me scrubbing away at mine. Like, we're not. There's.
No, it wasn't about when you were pushing them. One about before then.
No, I know, but like
Yeah,
we're still like
Yeah.
we're not with them.
Okay.
So there's no. I wasn't like pinning it out on the
You
wing.
weren't on the outside.
I was on the wing for no reason. No.
Okay.
It was.
But just bearing in mind, I would bear that in mind for when you're riding.
Yeah. I just want to put this one on Friday more into the race.
Yeah.
If he lets me.
It's one of those, it's how you jump and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you'd like to, but ultimately, it's what they want.
Yeah.
You're riding to them, what they're asking you to do, aren't you?
Yeah.
So if they're saying to just get in behind and then do your best,
Yeah.
then fine.
Yeah.
You're not actually getting into the races so early on.
But what do you think about
too soon.
What do you think about pushing and everything? He just told me just to.
Everything looked lovely there, pushing. It wasn't. I want to get it up again, but it wasn't that so much. And I'll get it up on here in a second, so you have a blood. It was just because you're on the outside, and I want you just to be tucked up and get tight to them. Be racing tight, It's so important. Is that how you ride work?
Yeah.
Touching irons and all that? Do you know what I mean? So you're not necessarily knocking the irons too much on the other horse, but close, okay? Because when you do get like that, I want you to be brave and want you to be in, where are you drawn tomorrow? Are you drawn quite low? No. Where are you drawn? No, Alice is drawn low today.
Drawn 3 or 5.
Yeah. You know what I mean? The racing compact, I want you to be accustomed to that.
Yeah.
Okay? Right, and just have a little blowout. Remember changing hands, pulling the whip through 10 times, mate? Ready?
Yeah.
Try and get the race up.
Hi, my name is Husna and I'm going to be racing in the Magnolia Cup on the 1st of August. It's been quite a transition moving to riding racehorses.
So get in your position now. Right, bring your shoulders down. There you go. Look up. So try and get that back flat, yeah?
I was very lucky to get the opportunity to work at Amy's yard.
Yeah.
And Amy and all her team, especially Hayley, have been very supportive and have helped me take that step to riding racehorses, because it is completely different.
Husna became involved with us here at Amy Murphy Racing. She applied for a job and came along for a trial. She had, at the time she had told me that she'd applied for the Magnolia Cup, but we didn't know whether she was going to have got her place at the time or not. She's worked incredibly hard. Her riding has really improved over the last sort of 2 months.
Fitness is a huge part of riding racehorses in general, and especially coming up to the race. We have to pass a fitness assessment. So that was quite grueling, and it included things like a 4-minute plank, a wall squat hold, all sorts of different movements, all movements that you would put, or using muscles that you'd use when you're in the saddle. But it's just, fitness has been one of the most challenging parts, I think, of getting ready for the race.
Yeah, it's just been about building up her confidence, her fitness, and fine-tuning her riding. She's come along each week, and she's gone from having 1 lot a day through to now today she's riding 5 lots a day. Just in terms of building her up and her strength up and everything like that. And she's worked very hard out of hours as well. She's been at the gym daily and doing plenty of core strengthening work and
Stalls training?
Yeah, sorry, they don't actually. It's a flag start.
Okay.
But again, that's sometimes trickier than stalls training, because obviously you've got to jump off at the drop of the flag. So, but they've done some of that with their jockey coaches and stuff like that. So. No, I think she's as set as she's ever going to be, and wish her all the luck.
So now I'm riding a variety of different horses. This is just dawned on me. She's a lovely 2-year-old in training, having a little scratch. I ride, it depends on the day. So in the mornings we'll have a different horses assigned to us.
And what are you riding one of Alice Haynes' horses on?
Yes.
In the race?
Unfortunately, the horse that we wanted to use, he's not ready for the race. So we're going to, Alice has very kindly offered one of her hack, Vitesse the Sun. Right. And so a big thank you to her and her team for supporting us.
And how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling a lot more confident than I was a couple of weeks ago. I'm feeling ready, a lot more fitter, and hopefully everything goes well. It's just a few days away now.
This is where I mean. I want you to be there. There. You weren't too close to the one in front. You had to be on the outside. You're on the wing the whole time. I wanted you to be there. Now, whether your instructions are to be on the outside, then that's obviously. But as a jockey's perspective, and to teach the horses, that is the place to be. You don't see the top jockeys on the wing the whole time. The horses have got to have a breathe. You're not like that when you're riding work. You don't say sit on the outside of your lead horse for 5 furlongs and then join up for the last 2, do they? Because your horse has to be able to benefit from a toe. Like you just said to me, a peloton. Cyclists are getting behind, Get a bit of a toe. And that for me is where
shadow of light in the
it's clear daylight between you and the horse on the inside. I mean,
a dapper guest is away to the left. Warhammer meanwhile is racing back in midfield with
you've got to a certain stage where you're able to ride like that, and I'm not concerned so much about the end bit. It's the race, being race savvy. Okay? Because you have these pundits on the TV, and some of them are bumming. You know who they are. We know who they are. They're bumming out with red pop, right? They're thinking. Do you know what I mean? So it's about being race savvy, getting in amongst them, And this is part of learning. This is why you're claiming 7. This is hopefully why you've got people who can help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just the whole point of it. But I'd rather something like that happen in a race like that, where no one's noticing,
Yeah.
than when you're riding one of some arcs that's booming 5 to 4.
Exactly. That's why it's nice riding those little 2-year-olds that they're in hot races where you just sort of jump in and trying your best, but like with no chance, it's more like practicing, doing practicing.
Completely, but also, someone pays for that and they're paying for you to ride it, so they want you to teach. They would like to see something and teaching it. You know what I mean? The horse has to learn. I was only saying to someone this morning, you're riding 2-year-olds and they learn so much in that 2 to 3 year window, and it's up to us to help them. You know what I mean? And that's part of it.
Leading jockey David Egan comes in to see Fred and Neil with some advice for Fred about the Brighton racecourse, but also to polish his riding technique before his race that evening in Great Yarmouth.
Alright, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you press the top button?
Yeah, press the top button, that's alright. They don't want to go with David, do they?
The jockeys simulate the races, not to recreate the speed, but more the rhythm of the race.
You know what, it's great for the inexperienced jockeys to come here, better than sitting on the sofa. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting here and getting some practice in, getting used to how to use the whip correctly, balance, and also the push, you know? So, alright dude. Keep leaning to the right now, can't you?
Second, if then was pinwheel ahead.
Yeah. Do one more though. Okay.
Thank you very much for that.
Nice one.
Appreciate it.
Take
Best
care,
of luck,
mate.
Fred. Thank
Take
you.
care. Okay, let's ride to that Newmarket race again, shall we?
Yeah.
I'll just go to the form. Is it 6 furlongs tomorrow? Is it Friday? Is it or not? Is it 7? I haven't looked.
George wants to set the boat on the trip, I don't know if he is. Have a look.
This is your 6 furlong race for Shadow of Light.
Yeah, this is 6, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't know if the one on Friday.
That's what I mean, I don't know whether he set them up going up to 7, I don't know.
I'll have a look in a minute anyway. We'll ride to this at 6. Okay, so it's just about keeping them together, holding them together nice and tight rein, teaching them contact with the mouth, balance, nice strong push, okay? Ready?
The thing I did well with that 2-year-old, I thought I'd let him roll down the hill
Yeah.
and then get after him, do you know what I mean?
We'll just do it one more time, please, okay?
Yeah.
But I want you to have a tighter rein. Tighter rein, okay?
I had a tight rein and then when you turned around I was just changing my hands. I was swinging off it.
Okay, I watched the rein. I watched the rein. And I could see a loop in the rein, a little loop in the rein, okay? Because you're watching that, and I was stood here watching you.
Yeah.
It's about with the 2-year-olds. Look, I'm one of those riders who rides grabbing the bit more often than giving them rein. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm that type of rider.
Yeah.
I was with a trainer in here the other day with a jockey,
Yeah.
and that's how he likes his horses,
Yeah.
straight rhythms. Okay?
Yeah.
And he was saying to look at grab a hold.
Yeah.
Okay. Other trainers, the jockeys, might ride differently.
Yeah.
But what I would say is with 2-year-olds,
Grabbing hold.
You've got to, because if they're doing something, you need to be able to feel that bit.
Yeah.
You need to be able to feel them and react to them quicker. Okay, so any slap in the rein,
Yeah.
you're only responding and it's a little bit too late then. You're able to just keep them back balanced, okay?
Yeah.
Nice and tight hold. Okay? You ready? Physios that have really helped you, haven't they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
I broke my back.
Yeah, you mentioned that in the last year, was it?
Yeah.
So you've had a lot of physio.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to know how much it would cost if I had to do it privately, you know.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't be back yet because you'd have to space the physio over a longer time. I just couldn't afford it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I first had Neil, I hadn't ridden before.
Right.
Hadn't race ridden before.
Racing, yeah.
yeah, look, in my opinion, a coach is someone who's giving an unbiased opinion. So you can see there I gave him some constructive criticism. I'm not the owner, trainer, family member, punter, stable lad. I'm none of those. I'm someone who's got his best interests at heart, and hopefully we go together and he benefits from the coaching and we work together really. It's not like me saying this, that, and the other. We work together and then obviously there's situations there I like to run through a race where he's riding and the next day the track he's going to ride on. Most of the time we talk before or after the race, run through it, and obviously I've ridden most of the tracks, so then I've got an idea of how to ride the tracks.
For sure.
That helps, and then he can talk to the jockeys who are riding it more recent than I am, and they give his opinion. So it's just basically it's an unbiased opinion, and then hopefully it's something that when I was riding a long time ago I didn't have, and it's someone sometimes you don't hear from jockeys for a long time, but then when they're having a tough time, they know they can call a coach and have a word, and that's what we're here for, you know.
Like even when I was injured and I couldn't walk, let alone be on one of these, I was still calling you every week. And, so I can needed you even more when I was not being able to ride than when I can ride, you know.
And as I said before, you've got leading jockeys in here, David Egan, who's coming in here just to make sure he's in tip-top shape for riding later today. He didn't want to put himself in any pressure riding when he's obviously potentially injured, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Perfect. Thanks for that.
Thanks.
The training continues for Fred, with more intense gym work designed just for him.